Well, hi everyone, it's Deborah, and I'm hoping that somebody can join me today. So I'm just going to hang out for a minute, and hopefully I will do a better job at reading comments and not repeating myself like I did last night. So I already feel kind of that nervousness in my chest, and that's a lot about what I want to talk about for today. So last night I did a live stream. I really wanted to start live streaming in the group, but it didn't. Maybe I wasn't prepared, or I'm not comfortable with it, and because I feel a little bit right here, I know I'm not 100% comfortable with it. So I felt like I repeated myself, and afterwards I just wasn't feeling good about it going back when I went to bed. And so I had all these mixed emotions about why I was doing that and why I was here. But the reason I'm going into this live stream today is to tell you that I really want to do live streams, and I want to do them well. And the reason is because I think I have a message, and I want to reach an audience, and I want to connect, and I want to do so many things going forward that this is what I need to do. So if I want to get better at this, if I want to start a live stream without feeling that tightness in my chest, and without feeling that I'm not doing the right thing or saying the right thing, the only way that I can improve is to consistently practice, because the only way we get better and more comfortable at anything is through consistent practice. So, and there's one other thing about practicing and pushing is that, you know, last night I was kind of disappointed in myself. It might be a little of understatement, but rather than just forgetting about it and moving on and not doing it again, I decided to just push through that comfort zone and continue to practice doing these until I get it smooth, until I get it right, until I figure out how to do it. Because you know what? Every time you push through that comfort zone, you feel just a little bit better about yourself. So I see there's some people on. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate that you're here. Hi Jen and hi Susan, thank you so much. So I want to get to the point of when I do a live stream, I don't feel this tension. I don't feel this in my chest. And so I want to tell you a couple more things today. The reason I want to connect with as many people as possible is because of the difference, just connection and meeting like-minded women and other women who are kind of in the same state of mind. Again, age has nothing to do with it, but just in the same state of mind, who feel the same way, who are ready to push forward. That's made such a huge difference in my life. But the second part of that is, there was years back, and over the next couple weeks or months, I'll probably be telling a lot more of my story. But very briefly, I came from a corporate career that I loved. It was a long time ago. But as I stayed home with my kids and had difficulties like everyone does, mine were no different, you know, it's like you fall into this hole of minimizing yourself. And things shifted and changed so much, and to just fast forward from that, I felt so bad about myself. It's like the best way I can say it is I wasn't comfortable with anything I was doing. I wasn't comfortable with my old friends. I wasn't even comfortable with my family or going to the grocery store. And I had come from a corporate career where I was totally outgoing, where you know, I was the one who just went after things. So this was just a really new experience. And as I went down farther and farther, I really made a decision to myself that when I figured this out, and I knew I would. I never lost the sight or the vision that I would figure it out someday. It's just that maybe back then I had it a little wrong, a little different than it actually turned out, that I would help other women. And if I want to help other people feel good, get past that stage and feel confident and uplifted and really enjoying and loving their life, then I need to figure out how to do this live stream. So it all kind of goes hand in hand. And that's why I'm here. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi Deborah, so nice that you're here. If I've missed some people, again, I'm new to live stream. I so appreciate that you've joined. Thank you so much. So I want to talk a little bit more about every time you push past that comfort zone, you get a little stronger. You get a little bit, feeling a little bit more of that old power back. You want to do more and more each time. And so I know for the last few years, kind of my journey, that those things that make me uncomfortable are really kind of the things that I need to do. And this one is so important to me. I've told now a few times that I felt like I would hit rock bottom. There were years that I was literally at rock bottom. So if I fast forward through lots of personal development and lots of figuring out what to do, I can honestly say I couldn't have imagined my life becoming what it is today. I am just so secure and happy with who I am. And when you get to that point, and it doesn't matter if you agree with me or like me, it's how you feel on an internal level that makes all the difference, that makes that internal shift so worth it. And what I found is when I started figuring out who I was on the inside, I lost that old feeling of, for years I had that feeling of wanting to be that person that I was. I wanted to be that girl in the corporate career, wearing the suit, dealing with high-end people, but that was long gone. Even though in my mind, that's the vision that I was trying to get back to. So when we talk about vision, I had to move from that to start internalizing what is my vision today? Who am I today? And taking all those experiences, negative, positive, whatever the experiences were that I was having a hard time overcoming, taking those and seeing those on a different level, seeing those on a level that all of a sudden I became very grateful, very thankful to having experienced what I did, because it just made me more powerful and more strong, allowing me to step into the person I was. So through journaling, which is probably the number one way you start figuring out what it is you are inside or who it is, I started moving forward to a new vision and taking everything I learned and putting it in to where I am today. So today I really feel excited to go forward, excited for every day, and I don't have that longing to be that person I was and have a different set of responsibilities or whatever. And that's so important for me to share. And so thank you for bearing with me while I learn these live streams and everything else. There's a really important point that I love to share. And it's, hi Jean, hi Regina, thank you so much. And the thing is, when you up level, when you start feeling better about yourself on an internal level, and you start moving forward from where you are today and creating that vision of who you are now and who you want to be, and you start feeling very secure and comfortable with yourself again, it's not only you that changes. A matter of fact, everything around you changes. Your energy changes. Your energy is uplifted and positive and pointing forward, so to speak. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but when you change, when you shift that to a higher level, everything, my husband started to change. I never told him what I was doing. I never told my kids, and my relationships got stronger. Over the years of being home and not feeling good about myself, I literally lost all my friends. They were still nice to me, but it was a different level because I didn't know who I was. It was really hard to deal with people on the same level you used to if you didn't feel the same way. So suddenly I started making new friends. I started connecting with people everywhere, literally in the grocery store, on the planes, everywhere. It's been such a dramatic shift for me that it's literally my life calling now. It sounds so silly to help other women get to this point because it's so possible. And one of the things that I really wanted to do is I have two daughters in the early 20s, and they had seen me go through some really hard times. I'm sorry, I'm literally choked up right now. I'm so sorry. They had seen me go through some really hard times. So it was almost doubly important for me to be a role model for them, to show them that you can go through these things and you can change your life and come out the other side and be have a vision of what you want to do and go after it. I said this the other day that I feel so much younger now than I did 10 years ago. I was like just so overwhelmed with everything that you start feeling old. You don't have energy. My energy has shifted so much that not only, I feel their support. I feel, okay, I'm still a mother-daughter relationship. So are we best friends? I think we're best friends, but we're very, very close, and the support I get from them is amazing, and the support now I get from their friends. So I feel like I've become that role model that you can go through a hard time, and you can come out the other side, and you can regain that confidence, and you can just do the things that you want to do. So I'm sorry that I got emotional on there, but it's so true. And that's one of the reasons we put this group together, that we're so thrilled that, so many women have joined, and we hope that it continues to grow and that our message gets stronger and that we reach more people. But there is another thing I wanted to talk about today, and that's comfort zones. I still kind of have that feeling in my chest about doing a live stream, so I'm still pushing myself through that comfort zone of trying to get this right, trying to connect with people, and I have older eyes, trying to read what my screen says. I got to figure out how to do it on my computer too, so it's a little bigger. But every time you push yourself, even if it's that littlest tiny bit, through something you're uncomfortable with, to something that you wanted to do, you feel better. And it just so happens that this week I've had 2 other incidences that I'm going to be finishing that pushing through. And one is a networking group. I was working in a coffee shop a few weeks back with my daughter, and it was kind of cool because as we were sitting there working, a whole group of people came in, all different ages, and it turned out they had this big light that said Google Hangout, and they were a networking group for startups. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. And so I kind of sat in the back and watched. And just as we were about to leave, I thought, just go up and say hi now. Go up and find out what this is all about. So I went up to a woman and I asked her what it was about. And she said it was a group. And we talked for a while. And she said, why don't you join? And I said I couldn't tonight, but she invited me to the next one. And she gave me her card. And I was unprepared. I didn't have a card with me. I didn't have anything. So now I've been sitting on this card for 3 weeks. And I have a few offline clients, and one of my clients was telling me about a different networking group that she was feeling insecure about going to, and she had pulled in the driveway. It was a 7 a.m. networking group, and she saw these cars, and she said, I can't do it, and she pulled back out. And then she said she was like a block or 2 away, and she said, no, I'm going to go back and do that. And she went back in, and she met all these new people, and she had a great time, and she was so happy she did it. So you know that when I get off this, especially because I've put this out that I'm going to do that, I'm going to contact the woman from this Google Hangout or this startup group. I don't actually remember the exact name. And I'm going to tell her that I want to join, or at least I want to join with her. And so it's like every time you feel triggered or you feel that you're not totally comfortable, but it's probably the right thing to do, just go through it and try it and do it. Because it makes such a big shift. I feel better already pushing through this, and I hope tomorrow every day I get stronger and I get more people involved and we can connect. I'm sorry if you're writing things, I don't see it on my screen. So thank you. I saw the heart, so thank you so much. I know somebody's there. I appreciate that so much. And the last one I want to tell you about is another thing that came up this week that's really going to push me. I've always only worked with women. And again, it's not an age, it's a feeling. If you're stuck in a certain area, or you need to push through or feel better, or all those things we've talked about. And so my client said, do you have an open space? And I said, I have one open space right now. And she said, well, would you mind working with my 20-year-old son? So tomorrow, my new client will be a 20-year-old young man. And that's also going to push me quite far out of my comfort zone. But honestly, I'm really excited. I'm excited about a young person. You know, male, female, it shouldn't matter. It's all about learning who you are on an internal level and figuring out what you want to do to go forward and releasing those things that are holding you back. And for me, it was always anger. I had so much anger that is literally not there anymore. Although I always have to state when I say that getting rid of anger in all circumstances is not a one and done. It does take a little time. It's a daily practice. So, but I think if I had known that technique in my 20s, what a difference that would have made for me. If I would have known how to release that in my 30s or my 40s, and now I'm in my 50s, what a huge difference. So I'm nervous, I'm excited, it'll push me, it'll make me feel better, and I hope it works out. But what a great gift his mother is giving to him. So anyways, if I can support you in any way, if I can help push you through your comfort zone, if you want to contact me, connect with me in any way, please do so. I'm really thrilled that this group is here. I'm so honored to have connected with Kieran and Marianne, and it's literally like a dream. So thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to sign off, and just have a great day or great night wherever you are in the world, and I hope to talk with you all soon. Bye-bye.